My grandmother wasn't wealthy, famous, or powerful, but the wisdom she carried was more valuable than gold. Her words, shaped by decades of experience, had the power to heal wounds, open minds, and change lives. She taught me that patience can mend even the deepest heartbreak, that true love is shown in actions, not words, and that wealth is measured in kindness, not money. Her lessons weren't just advice, they were guiding lights that shaped the person I am today. Some of the most important things I've ever learned didn't come from books or schools, but from the quiet, thoughtful words of a woman who had seen the world for what it truly was. And her wisdom lives on. Life has a way of teaching us lessons, but some of the most valuable wisdom doesn't come from personal experience. It comes from those who have walked the path before us. My grandmother was one of the wisest women I have ever known. Her words, shaped by decades of love, struggle, and resilience, carried more weight than any book or lecture ever could. She had a way of simplifying even the most complex problems, making the toughest decisions seem clear, and reminding me what truly mattered. One of the first lessons she ever taught me was about patience. Patience and time heal more wounds than words ever could, she would say, whenever I was upset or frustrated. I remember being heartbroken over my first real failure, losing an opportunity I had worked so hard for. I wanted to lash out, blame someone, or drown in self-pity. But my grandmother, in her quiet way, reminded me that wounds, whether physical or emotional, always need time to heal. Rushing things wouldn't make the pain go away any faster. Instead, she told me to focus on what I could learn from the situation. She was right. Over time, the loss didn't feel so devastating, and I grew from it. She also had strong beliefs about relationships. The right person will never make you beg for their love, she told me once, after watching me struggle to keep a friendship alive that was clearly one-sided. Love should feel like a warm home, not a cold battlefield. At the time, I didn't fully understand, but as I grew older, I saw the truth in her words. The people who truly love and value us will never make us question our worth. They will show up, not just when it's convenient, but when we need them the most. My grandmother had lived through tough financial times, yet she never defined success by money. Wealth is measured in kindness, not gold, she said. She believed that true riches were found in how we treated others, not in how much we had. I remember watching her share the little she had with those who needed it more, whether it was a meal, a kind word, or simply her time. To her, generosity was the real currency of life. She also had a way of seeing the bigger picture. A quiet mind sees what a noisy heart ignores, she would say, whenever I was overwhelmed by emotions. She knew that making decisions out of fear, anger, or desperation often led to regret. Whenever I faced a tough choice, she encouraged me to step back, breathe, and think clearly before acting. More often than not, her advice saved me from making rash decisions I would have later regretted. Another lesson I will never forget was about resilience. Every storm ends, but how you rebuild matters most. My grandmother had seen hardships in her lifetime: loss, betrayal, financial struggles, but she never let them define her. She believed that life wasn't about avoiding pain, but about how we rose after falling. I watched her rebuild her life time and time again, never allowing difficulties to steal her hope. It was her unwavering strength that showed me that no matter how bad things seemed, there was always a way forward. She was also careful about trust. Never lend more than you can afford to lose, she warned me. And it wasn't just about money. Whether it was time, energy, or emotions, she believed that giving should always come with the understanding that you may never get anything in return. She taught me to help people because it was the right thing to do, not because I expected them to repay me. And she was right. Some people will take advantage of kindness, but the right ones will appreciate it. Her lessons on reputation stuck with me the most. Your reputation is built in years, but lost in seconds, she told me when I was young. She believed that how we carried ourselves, how we treated others, and the choices we made all contributed to the person we became in the eyes of the world. She warned me that trust, once broken, was almost impossible to repair. I learned to be mindful of my actions, to be honest, and to never compromise my integrity for temporary gain. One of her favorite sayings was, "A house filled with laughter is richer than a palace of gold." She had lived in both wealth and struggle, but she always valued love, joy, and family over material things. She would rather have a small, warm home filled with love than a mansion filled with coldness. That lesson stayed with me. Money can buy comfort, but it can't buy happiness. She also warned me against chasing people. Don't chase people, chase growth, and the right ones will follow. She believed that focusing on self-improvement, being kind, and staying true to oneself was the best way to attract the right relationships. The people meant for us will find us, and the ones who leave were never truly ours to keep. One of her greatest lessons was about love. True love isn't what someone says, it's what they do. She believed actions always spoke louder than words. A person who truly loves you will show it in the way they support you, respect you, and stand by you in hard times. Sweet words mean nothing if they aren't backed by genuine effort. Her wisdom extended to friendships as well. A good friend will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. She believed real friends weren't afraid to be honest, even when the truth was difficult to accept. She taught me to value people who challenged me to be better, rather than those who only told me what I wanted to hear. Pride was another thing she warned me about. Never let pride cost you a relationship that humility could have saved. She had seen too many people lose loved ones over petty arguments and refused to let that happen to me. She believed that apologizing, even when it was hard, was a sign of strength, not weakness. Your words can either build or destroy, choose wisely. This was something she reminded me of often. She knew that words carried power, and once spoken, they could never be taken back. She always encouraged me to speak with kindness, especially in moments of anger. Happiness is a choice, not a destination. She didn't believe happiness was something we found, it was something we created. She taught me that no matter our circumstances, we could always find something to be grateful for. She also had a sharp instinct for people. People show their true colors when they no longer need you. She had been let down by those she helped, but she never let it make her bitter. Instead, she taught me to observe people's actions when they had nothing to gain. That was when you truly saw their character. One of her final lessons was on legacy. The only thing you truly own in this world is your character. She believed money, status, and possessions could all be taken away, but how we treat people and the impact we leave behind will always matter. She taught me to live with integrity, because in the end, our character is all that remains. Looking back, I realized my grandmother's wisdom was a gift, one I carry with me every single day. Her words have guided me through life's biggest challenges, and I know they always will. If I could share just one lesson from her, it would be this: live in such a way that your presence is a blessing and your absence is felt. Because in the end, it's not about what we have, but about the love, kindness, and wisdom we leave behind.